Hey guys, Carl Cooper here with OnTheBlack.com. So over the last week or so, I've heard a lot of chatter about Daniel Murphy and how well he's been doing over the last month or so for the Mets and stuff like that. And, everything's been centered around sort of Murphy leading the Mets in home runs to Murphy possibly breaking the single season doubles record, and I just want to say that I don't want us Mets fans to fall into the Daniel Murphy trap. And what I mean by that is, yes, Murphy's a nice young player. Yes, he's doing well right now. But let's not let this blind us from the fact that the Mets need to go out this offseason and get a true first baseman, a true power-hitting first baseman, someone there that you can put in the middle of the lineup that teams are going to be afraid of. I've said in the past that I think first base is going to be the toughest position for the Mets to fill this offseason. One, because I'm not really thrilled about any of the free agent first basemen that are out there. And two, I don't think the Mets have an answer in-house for first base. But if you look at some of the other teams that are out there that are either in the playoffs or right there for the playoffs, they all have power hitting first basemen. Whether you want to talk about the Phillies in our division with Ryan Howard, whether you want to talk about arguably the best team in the National League right now, the St. Louis Cardinals with Pujols. If you want to go across town, the Yankees with Teixeira. If you want to talk about their rival, the Red Sox with Youkilis and Victor Martinez, you can go on and on and on. All these teams that are vying for playoff spots have one thing in common. They all have true power-hitting first basemen. That's something that the Mets lack. I think first base needs to be a priority for the Mets this offseason, and I don't want us fans or Mets management, because they have a knack of doing this, of falling in love with the player because they got hot at the end of the year and think they can fill a position next year. They did that with Murphy last year, and they force-fed us him to play left field this season, and we all saw what a disaster that was. And what I mean by that is, if you take a look at Murphy's batting average from 2008 in the last few months of the season, in August Murphy batted .333, and then in September he batted .290. And from there, the Mets thought that Murphy was this great hitter and decide to again force feed us him in left field this year, and that was a complete disaster. So I'm just here to say, don't fall into the Daniel Murphy trap of thinking that he can be the Mets' everyday first baseman next year. Yes, I do like Murphy. Yes, he's done some positives this year, but let's remember, the Mets need to go out and get a power hitting first baseman next year.